Now, kí la fẹ́ ṣe ń bi risk evaluation? In the risk evaluation, what we want to do is to compare the risk score with the risk appetite. With the risk appetite. Now, kí ni risk appetites? You see, every organization has nǹkan tá à ń pè ní risk appetite. Risk appetite is when is the amount of risk an organization or a firm is willing to accept. The amount of risk a firm is willing to accept. Only risk appetite. So sometimes àwọn ẹlòmíì máa ń define the risk appetite one as 0.02 out of 10. You know, this can be the risk appetite of the firm. Now, risk evaluation wa ni pé risk score tá a get in BB a fẹ́ compare pẹ̀lú risk appetite. Now imagine the risk score is 9.3, the risk appetite is 0.02. Now, is this an acceptable risk or an unacceptable risk? Definitely, this particular risk is unacceptable. Me, my question, wow.
No, I'm just following along.
Yes. So, this particular risk is unacceptable. And try that is so. It is unacceptable because the risk score is greater than the risk appetite, and it will be acceptable only if it will be acceptable if the risk score is less than the risk appetite. Mo feel pé understand the this should be very clear. So a ṣe risk evaluation bẹ́ẹ̀. Lẹ́yìn náà, we will then put each vulnerability into the risk matrix. So here, this is where we define the heat map. There are different levels, or let me say different phases according to organization. You know, fún bí àpẹẹrẹ, I would say that ẹ jẹ́ ká wo example of risk matrix online. Let me drag this here. Now, this is an example of a heat map. Heat map oríṣi méjìlá ni. A ní the 5x5. Then I prefer the 3x3. The 3x3 is easier, in my opinion, in my opinion, it is easier. So, báwo ni a ṣe máa ń manage, or what are the numbers to it? Tẹ́ bá sọ pé 5x5. If you use a 5x5 heat map, ele ẹ fẹ́ define okay, let me explain like this. For the risk matrix, what you want to do here is defining the heat map in terms of, or let's say referencing the likelihood against the impact. The likelihood against the impact. information ta ní bíbí a fẹ́ gbé wá so information ta ní bíbí a fẹ́ gbé wá sí orí heat map wa. So how do we go about that? You can either use the 5x5 metrics or you use the 3x3 metrics. Now maybe 3x3, that one is straightforward. You just define it as high, medium and low. So you categorize the impacts, so whether high, medium or low impact, and the likelihood whether high, medium or low impact. So in rọrùn, for example, you find something like this. Yes, so let me copy this image, let me paste that here. So you like this. So now you have a metric of impact against probability, impact against exploitability. So high, medium, low, high, medium, low. However, so now let's do that. So I'll create mine now and let's see how it goes. I'll just insert we need table by. So here let's insert the column and let us add a row. So this part and I think we should be able to merge. So I want to create my own heat map from scratch. This is what I'm trying to do. Just want to see if I could merge cells, and let me have here, let me have impacts, and here I think I'll need to add a new column. Let me increase that. So I'll do the same thing here. I would also merge. I'll say this is probability, or you can say it's exploitability, or you say it's likelihood. Anyone works. And let's say high, medium, low. Okay, let this be high, let this be medium, and let this be low. So let this be high, let this be medium, and let this be low. Good. So now we have a matrix of impact against probability. Impact against probability. Kí la fẹ́ ṣe báyìí? Òun ni pé, you see, let me do this. Okay. Now, if the impact is high, now this is general knowledge now. If the impact is high and the probability is high, then we'd say this risk is. If the impact is medium and the probability is high, we'll say it's a high risk. If the impact is low and the probability is high, we'll say this is a medium risk. If the impact is high and the probability is medium, this risk is also a high risk.